Alright, this is the warm-up stretching routine that I do. It's mixed up a little bit with the Mompolgi exercises I learned in Kuk Sool and some extra things I do because I need it in some places. So to start out, twist left and right with your hips. Make sure your feet are at least shoulder width apart. And do some neck circles. Make sure you're getting a full range of motion. Go all the way around. Both ways. Another important thing in stretching is try to relax. I know it can be hard to do that because you naturally want to tense up when you're stretching, but you need to try to relax. Get a much better stretching. And then this is, you're going to look all the way up, all the way down, and all the way left, and all the way right. Make sure you get a full range of rotation. Full range of motion. Hip circles. Put your hands on your back to support yourself if you need to, but I just have them on the hips. Alright, this next part, you're going to have your feet a little bit farther than shoulder width apart. Reach down in between your legs and behind you as far as you can. And then go back up and bend backwards to stretch your lower back. Now we're going to do our knee circles. You're going to want to make sure your heels are on the floor, as I'm going to turn to the side and show you in a second. But make sure your feet are together, your knees are together, and you're going as wide a circle as you can. It's alright if you can't do big circles. Little circles are alright, but ideally you do want to get those big circles in eventually. Deep knee bends. Again, feet together, heels to the floor, and it's okay if you can't go all the way down or as low as I'm going, but you do need to make sure you keep your heels to the floor. If you go down just a little bit, that's fine, but again, ideally, you do want to be able to go down lower. And now I'm going to stretch my legs a little bit more because I need it. And we're going to move on to the floor. And we're going to do ankle circles. So you're going to grab your foot and circle your ankle as wide a circle as possible, going all the way around. Make sure you get that good deep stretch. You can roll your ankle real easily, but you can avoid it by doing this. And here, you want to lift up and support the bottom of your heel and hug your leg into your chest. So you want to lift it up as high as you can while keeping it close to your body and rock back and forth. This is a good stretch for your hips. Here, you can grab the bottom of your foot with the same side hand, stretch it out to the side, make sure you lock it out straight. Hug it back in, lay it down, and stretch long. And then go down and grab for your foot. Then we're going to do the same thing, but on the other side. Now this next one is another great hip stretch. One of my favorite stretches to do. You're going to take your leg, cross it over your leg, take your opposite arm, and use that elbow to push your knee while you're turning the other way. Now, you're going to see the look on my face when I realized I'm not facing the camera, but you're going to see it when I switch around and do it to the other side. And here we go. Crossing the leg over, opposite side elbow. You're going to push that way. You're going to turn that way. So push and turn at the same time. Gets a good deep stretch right there. Alright, and now spread your legs apart as far as you can. This is my least favorite part because my legs always don't stay where they're at. They always work themselves back in because my legs aren't that flexible. So I kind of hate this part, but still have to do it. I prefer to just use what I call my torture device. I think I've shown that to you. Stretching left and right to your legs and then down the middle. And then after that, I'm going to do the butterfly. Here we go. I actually really like this one. So you're going to bring your feet in, facing each other together. Bring your heels as close to your body as you can. Grab your feet and just shake your knees up and down. Try to hit your knees onto the floor. And it's going to help open up your hips to stretch more. Then you're going to, after you're done doing that, you feel your hips warmed up some more. You're going to push down on your knees. Grab your feet, push down with your elbows on your knees. Hands out, thumbs down. One over the other. Go in and out. For the first one, I like to hold it a little bit to kind of solidify the stretch, let it hold a little bit, and then I'll go in and out a few times. After that, switch. Same thing. Bring your fingers in together, lock them in, push, each different way. Now we're going to go to the rolling back stretch. So to start, you're going to sit down and roll backwards. Now my feet touch the floor when I do this, but yours do not have to. If you just go back to where your butt is straight up in the air, as long as your knees are past your butt, not right there, but about there, that's fine. That's fine for now. But ideally, you do want to have your feet be touching the floor. And if you need to, you can give yourself an extra little push with your hands. But that is part of the next step. You're going to roll back and do this about 2 to 3 times. Then after that, you're going to push and support on your lower back with this, and it'll give you a deeper stretch more in your mid back, or if you're even farther on your neck, on your upper back. And slowly come out of it, roll back down, stretch long, and we're gonna roll straight up. And do bicycle kicks. We only do this part once. The other parts we do 2 to 3 times. It looks more difficult than it is. If you're supporting yourself with your hands, it's really easy, I promise. Now lay flat on your back. We're gonna do back arches now. So you want to have your heels on the floor, feet together, and your palms flat on the floor as well, and raise up with your hips. Just your hips, just push straight up. You can push with your hands if you need to. It'll be a little easier if you do. Do it 2 to 3 times, and then after you do that, bring your feet in. Same thing, push up with your hips. Palms flat on the floor, push up with your palms if you need to. After that, after you do it 2 to 3 times, you're going to push on your lower back like this, supporting your back. You're going to push up. Make sure you get a nice deep stretch here. Do that 2 to 3 times. Then we go into a full bridge. If you cannot do the bridge, then just do supporting your back. That's just fine for now. But this is what you want to get to. And then after that, if you want to get even deeper, which is what I do right here, bring your shoulders in, get up on your toes, and push straight up all the way. That's a good deep stretch. And then grab your knees and roll back and forth on your back. I don't know what this stretches or anything, but it feels good. So do it. We are almost done, I promise, but not yet. Lay on your stomach, palms to the floor. You're going to raise your chest and neck only, keeping your everything from the waist down on the floor. Keep it held up for about 5 seconds. Lay back down. Repeat 2 to 3 times. Then you're going to do your feet and knees, only your feet and knees, and make sure you're not doing that, none of that. No bending your knees. Keep your knees locked, but raise them as much as you can. After you do that 2 to 3 times, you're going to do both ends at the same time. 2 to 3 times. After that, you're going to grab your ankles and do it again and rock back and forth. I usually only do this once. And after that, you're going to put your hands directly under your shoulders, keeping your waist to the floor, and for 5 seconds, slowly push up as you inhale. You're going to inhale deeply, push up for 5 seconds, hold the position, try to keep your hips to the floor as much as possible, and then slowly lower yourself back down. You're going to do that 2 to 3 times. And that's it for the back stretches. Well, this is called a cat stretch. You gotta arch up with your back, go back and forth like this, and then go back. That part hits your shoulders. After that, it's just your wrists. So, fingers facing in towards each other, and the closer your arms are together, the less of a stretch you get. So spread them out as far away from each other as you can. After that, fingers facing in towards each other. And again, the farther away, the less the stretch. So it's opposite this way. Move them towards each other to get a deeper stretch. And then we switch to fingers facing towards your body. And the farther it is from you, the farther away from your body, the deeper the stretch. And when we flip it around to fingers away from your body, it's the opposite again. The closer to your body, the deeper the stretch. And flip them around like you're blasting a Kamehameha at the floor. Put all your body weight on there and rotate around in a circle. It just feels good. We call it putting your wrists back in place.